17.4 Celsius, 63.2 Fahrenheit. Yeah, this is K5 I&M, and we're out here at the house, and we've done what you can see. I've done here is put a little space between these batteries here, about an inch space between each battery. These 4 batteries are 6 volts each, and together, if we put them in series, then we've got 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, 24 volts. And that's our 24 volt, that's one 24 volt bank of batteries right there. Which it'll basically make one 24 volt battery all together. This will be one 24 volt battery, and this will be one 24 volt battery. Okay. What I did is, you want to have a little bit of space, about an inch distance between each battery, so it have room to breathe, room for air to pass around it, so they stay cool whenever they're charging. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to figure out the size that we need for a battery box. We want to put some insulation around the outside of it in order to insulate the batteries. And so what I'm doing is measuring the distance here. So we want to put about an inch on either side. So we're going to come out to about 33 inches. And each one of these batteries is about 10¼ inches long and about 7 inches wide. So we want to actually add a little bit of space on each side for our insulation to put around the outside of it. I'm thinking maybe put some like a foam insulation on it, or around, inside the box, lining the box with foam insulation. And then it's also going to be inside of our cabinet. So we'll build a wooden box with a lid and have it all insulated. So right now we're just getting some dimensions and stuff off of that. So I figure with an inch spacing between the batteries, we're looking at about 32 inches or so there. So, to add on for our insulation and everything on the box itself, and to leave a space between the battery and the insulation, we'll probably make it about 33 inches. So, we go 33 inches. We could make it a little bit bigger, could make it about 36 inches, but I'm thinking probably 33 to 34 inches long, and then let's say 12 inches wide, maybe 13 inches wide. We'll have to look, and we'll have to see what our thickness is of our insulation. I'm probably going to use, depends, I may use like a 1/2 inch insulation thickness. So if we give it, say for instance, we make it 12 inches, allow for an inch on either side, on all sides of the battery, and then put our insulation in there, whatever that dimension would be. So, but yeah, we're going to do another little measurement here. Since we've got this measured for the size of the box and everything, we want to make sure that we've got the right depths and everything. The battery is 9.5 plus the height of this, so we're looking at, probably need to make it about 12 inches tall, because you want to leave a little space for everything here, because I am going to insulate the lid, the top lid on it, and good possibility we're going to insulate underneath. That way it's everything's insulated all the way around. All 6 sides of the box. Because you've got the top and the bottom and the 2 ends and the front and the back of it. So there's 6 sides. But these batteries are about 9.5 inches to this point, and about, I would say, the clearance and everything, I would say we could go at least comfortably to 12 inches from the bottom of the battery to the top to have all the clearance and everything. We'll series these batteries, put these batteries in series. So here's our positive side. We'll go from negative to positive, negative to positive, negative to positive. And this will be with our jumpers. We'll have jumpers going from this point to this point. Okay, and this end would be our negative of our battery bank, and this will be our positive of this battery bank. And the same way with this set of batteries. And then what we'll do is we will jumper from here to here and parallel this set of batteries and parallel this set of batteries. And that way we have 24 volts here and 24 volts there, but then we'll have double the amp hours. We'll have double the amp hours of this. This are 205 amp hour batteries at 6 volts. 205 amp hour at 6 volts. What we're going to do then is we'd have, this would be 24 volts at 205 amp hour and 24 volts at 205 amp hour. When you double those up, when you parallel those, then it doubles your amp hour. So we would be at 410 amp hours for these batteries at 24 volts. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure approximately, and get an approximate measurement of what it is from one connection to the other on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the screw connection, because there's 2 nuts on each one of these studs. So there's a nut for each one of these here. So we'll take one of these off. One of them will be used for the negative, and the other one will unscrew and be, when we pull this cap off here, then we'll screw this onto this. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure from here, from this point, from negative to positive here, and this will give us our distance, which is going to be around, say, 7 inches. You know, that way we can give a little bit of flex to the wiring, because the wiring I've got to jumper these, I've got the copper pipe that we're going to use to make. We're going to make our own connections, our own pieces that fit on here. We'll have the hole drill on there. It'll fit down on the stud, and then we'll tighten it down. We're going to make our own jumpers. I've got the wire. The wire is 3/0. It will handle 3/0 will handle. It's 3/0. That will handle 200 amps at 120 volts. Over 200 amps. So we'll be able to pull. It's going to be plenty heavy enough. The wire is almost as big around as this post. That's how big around this wire is that I'm going to be using. With the outside shield and everything on it, it's that size. Okay, so, and it's solid copper. It's not solid copper, but it's stranded copper. I believe there's 9 conductor in there. It's not the flexible stuff like you see them using for welding and stuff. To your electrical panel in your house. It's 200, rated at 200 amp. Over 200 amp. So what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at this, you know, about 7 inches long. So we'll go from here to here, from this point to here, 7 inches, this point to here, 7 inches, and this point to here, 7 inches. So we'll have to have 1, 2, 3 jumpers. The jumper from this battery to this battery, and then from this battery to this battery, and from this battery to this battery. And then we'll need the same on this. So with an inch spacing between the batteries, we should be able to get by just fine with extra, as long as the entire length of the cable and everything goes about 7 inches. So, and then from there, we're going to go from one box to the other with our jumper to go from here to here, and from here to, well, we won't have, this one needs to be flipped around. It's in the wrong order, but it'll go from the negative to the negative and positive to positive. And then what we'll do is we will connect on to the negative on one bank of batteries, because this will make up a bank of batteries and this will make up a bank of batteries, and then we'll connect on to the positive opposite on the other bank of batteries to the positive. So we'll be positive here and negative on this end, our connection, and that will come into the house and go to the charge controller and to whatever other equipment we have that's going to run off batteries. We'll bring everything in through that 3/0 wire into the house, and I've got about 9 foot of that. So we're looking at 3 pieces, 7 inches long. Here's that's 21 inches plus 21, that's 42 inches of wire. And you know, out of that 42 inches, you know, that's only 42 inches, that's only 3 foot 6 inches of that wire, and then I'll have another almost 6 foot of wire from there, and we have to buy some more. It's not a big deal, but we'll run that through the wall, and we'll put fuses. We'll have to put some fuses and stuff on these batteries, but we'll run that into the house, and that will be hooked up to our cutoff switches and to our breakers, and that's what we'll do on that to get our battery bank and everything up to snuff, up working. So that's what we got on this part.